Hey there, and welcome to Natural Healing Hub. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone in their 80s or 90s who's still full of energy, sharp as a tack, and living life to the fullest? Maybe it's a grandparent, a neighbor, or even someone you saw in a documentary, and you thought, wow, what's their secret? Now, here's the real question. Is it just luck? Or could there be actual, tangible things that you and I can do right now to not just live longer, but to thrive as we age? We often hear people say, oh, it's all about good genes. But is that really the case? Well, science tells a different story. While genetics do play a role, research shows that up to 90% of your longevity is shaped by your daily habits, what you eat, how you move, how you think, and even the people you surround yourself with. Imagine this: two people, same age, same family history. One is struggling with chronic diseases, feeling exhausted all the time, and relying on medications just to get through the day. The other? Waking up every morning with energy, passion, and a body that still moves with ease. What's the difference? The answer lies in four key areas that have been studied extensively in the world's longest living populations. So today, we're breaking it all down for you. No fluff, no gimmicks, just real, practical insights, backed by science, that you can start using today to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to help you build habits that promote a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life, regardless of your age or genetics. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because the difference between just surviving and truly thriving could come down to the choices you start making right now. So, if that sounds good to you, make sure to stick around until the end, and if you haven't already, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these life-changing tips. Ready? Let's dive in. 1. Genetic factors. It's true, genetics do play a role in how long we live. If your grandparents or parents lived well into their 90s, chances are you've inherited some of those longevity-boosting genes. Studies have shown that certain genetic markers are linked to better cellular repair, reduced inflammation, and even a slower aging process. But here's the thing: your genes are not your destiny. Think of it like this: genetics might give you a head start, like being dealt a good hand in a card game. But how you play that hand? That's entirely up to you. In fact, research suggests that only about 10 to 20% of longevity is determined by genetics. The rest? It's all about lifestyle, environment, and daily habits. Take the Okinawans in Japan, for example. They've been studied for decades because they consistently rank among the longest living people in the world. Yes, they may have some genetic advantages, but their real secret lies in how they live, their plant-based diet, active lifestyle, strong sense of community, and stress-free mindset. On the flip side, when younger generations of Okinawans started adopting a more westernized lifestyle, processed foods, sedentary habits, more stress, their life expectancy dropped significantly. That's proof that even with great genes, poor lifestyle choices can override those benefits. And the opposite is true, too. Even if you don't come from a long-lived family, that doesn't mean you're doomed to a shorter life. Epigenetics, the study of how behaviors and environment can influence gene expression, shows us that we have the power to switch certain genes on or off based on what we eat, how we move, how much we sleep, and even how we manage stress. For instance, let's talk about inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of aging and disease. Some people might be genetically predisposed to higher inflammation levels, but lifestyle choices, like eating an anti-inflammatory diet, think leafy greens, berries, nuts, and omega-3 rich foods, exercising regularly, and getting quality sleep, can literally turn off those inflammatory genes and promote longevity instead. The same goes for stress. Studies have found that prolonged stress can actually shorten telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our DNA that determine how quickly our cells age. But here's the good news: mindfulness practices, meditation, deep breathing, and even simply spending time with loved ones can slow down that process and even lengthen telomeres over time. So, at the end of the day, Your genes may load the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger. And that means you have far more control over your longevity than you might think. The choices you make every single day, what you eat, how you move, how you handle stress, can either help you live a longer, healthier life or take years away. And that's just the beginning. In the next part of this video, we're diving into one of the most powerful factors that determine longevity, and trust me, it's something you might not expect. So, keep watching because what comes next could change the way you think about aging forever. 2. Dietary habits. Diet is, without a doubt, one of the biggest factors in determining how long and how well we live. It's something we do multiple times a day, every single day of our lives, which means the food we put into our bodies has a huge impact on our health, energy levels, and even how we age. And when we look at the longest living populations in the world, like the people in blue zones, one thing becomes crystal clear: what they eat is just as important as what they don't eat. Blue zones, if you're not familiar, are regions where people consistently live to be 90 or even over 100 while maintaining remarkable health. These places include Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Icaria, Greece, and Loma Linda, California. Despite being in totally different parts of the world, the diets of these long-lived communities share some key similarities. They eat mostly plants, prioritize whole, unprocessed foods, and keep their meals simple, yet incredibly nutritious. Take Okinawans, for example. The traditional diet is about 80% plant-based, filled with sweet potatoes, tofu, seaweed, and vegetables, with only small amounts of fish and meat. They also have a concept called hara-hachi-bu, which means eat until you're 80% full, a practice that prevents overeating and gives the digestive system a break. Then there's the Mediterranean diet, followed in places like Sardinia and Icaria, which is rich in olive oil, legumes, whole grains, and fresh vegetables, along with moderate amounts of fish and red wine. Both of these eating patterns have been extensively studied and linked to lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. But it's not just about what's on the plate, it's also how they eat. Many of these long-lived populations eat in a relaxed, social setting. Meals aren't rushed, they're enjoyed slowly, often with family and friends. This simple habit not only improves digestion, but also lowers stress levels, which is another huge factor in longevity. Now, let's talk about what they don't eat. Highly processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats are almost non-existent in blue zone diets. Instead of fast food and sugary sodas, their meals are made from fresh, whole ingredients. And that's where modern diets often go wrong: too much sugar, too many refined carbs, and an overload of artificial additives. Studies show that excessive sugar intake accelerates aging, increases inflammation, and raises the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. So, what does all of this mean for you? It doesn't mean you have to give up everything you love, but small, intentional changes can make a big difference. Swap processed snacks for whole foods. Add more plant-based meals to your week. Eat mindfully and stop before you're stuffed. And if you really want to support longevity, focus on foods that fight inflammation and oxidative stress, things like leafy greens, berries, nuts, seeds, and omega-3 rich foods like salmon or flax seeds. The good news is, you don't need to live in a blue zone to adopt their habits. By making smart choices, you can give your body the fuel it needs to thrive, not just today, but for decades to come. And speaking of habits that extend lifespan, there's another one that might surprise you. Stick around, because up next, we're diving into something just as powerful as diet when it comes to longevity. 3. Social connections and mental well-being. If there's one thing that's just as important as diet and exercise when it comes to living a long, healthy life, it's human connection. We often think of longevity in terms of what we eat or how active we are, but science tells us that our relationships, our social bonds, play a massive role in how long and how well we live. In fact, research has found that strong social ties can lower the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. A study published in PLOS Medicine looked at data from over 300,000 people, and found that individuals with strong social relationships had a 50% greater chance of survival compared to those with weaker connections. That's a bigger impact than quitting smoking or exercising regularly. It turns out that loneliness is as dangerous to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in for a moment. When we feel connected to others, whether it's through family, friendships, or community groups, our stress levels decrease, our immune system functions better, and our mental health improves. On the flip side, chronic loneliness and social isolation are linked to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. Stress hormones like cortisol tend to stay elevated when we're isolated, and over time, that can lead to inflammation, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. The longest living people in the world don't just eat well and stay active, they prioritize relationships. In Okinawa, Japan, people form lifelong social circles called moai, where small groups of friends commit to supporting each other for life. These groups provide financial, emotional, and social support, ensuring that no one ever feels alone. In Sardinia, Italy, strong multi-generational family bonds are the norm, with grandparents, parents, and children all living close together and sharing daily life. And in Loma Linda, California, where a large community of Seventh-day Adventists thrives, social gatherings, shared faith, and regular communal meals provide a deep sense of belonging. But let's be real, modern life makes it easy to become disconnected. Many of us spend more time on screens than with actual people. Work schedules get in the way, and sometimes we just get too busy to nurture our relationships. But the good news? It's never too late to strengthen your social connections. Call a friend. Make time for family dinners. Join a local club or community group. Even small interactions, like chatting with a neighbor or smiling at a stranger, can boost feelings of connection. And it's not just about being surrounded by people, it's about meaningful connections. Quality over quantity. Having one or two close friends who truly understand and support you can be far more beneficial than having 100 acquaintances. If you feel isolated, try seeking out groups that align with your interests, whether it's a book club, a fitness class, or even volunteering for a cause you care about. Beyond relationships, taking care of your mental health is just as important as maintaining social ties. Chronic stress, negativity, and anxiety can take years off your life, while optimism and a sense of purpose can add years. Studies show that people who maintain a positive outlook on aging actually live longer than those who see aging as a decline. Practicing mindfulness, engaging in hobbies that bring you joy, and even something as simple as daily gratitude can shift your mindset and improve overall well-being. So, if you want to live a long and fulfilling life, don't just focus on what's on your plate or how many steps you're getting in. Nurture your relationships, invest in meaningful connections, and take care of your mental well-being. Because at the end of the day, health isn't just about the years in your life, it's about the life in your years. And speaking of things that can add more vibrant years to your life, there's another key factor that might surprise you. Stick around, because up next, we're diving into an essential habit that could make all the difference. 4. Lifestyle choices. When we talk about living a long and healthy life, one of the biggest factors often gets overlooked: the power of lifestyle choices. The things we do every day, from the food we eat to the activities we engage in, play a huge role in determining not just how long we live, but how vibrant and full our lives are. And the best part? We have a lot of control over these choices, which means we can actively shape our health future. Physical activity is one of the most important lifestyle habits when it comes to longevity. You don't have to train for a marathon or lift heavy weights at the gym to reap the benefits. In fact, research shows that even moderate exercise can make a big difference. According to the American Heart Association, just 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week, think brisk walking, cycling, or light swimming, can significantly improve cardiovascular health, boost mood, and even increase life expectancy. Regular movement also helps maintain muscle mass, bone density, and joint flexibility, all of which are key as we age. On top of that, physical activity can help keep your mind sharp, reduce stress, and combat chronic conditions like diabetes and hypertension. So, the next time you think about skipping your workout, remember, it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good and living longer. Another lifestyle pillar that's often underestimated is sleep. We've all heard the saying, you can sleep when you're dead, but the reality is, sleep is crucial for good health. During deep sleep, our bodies repair cells, regenerate tissues, and boost immune function. The National Institutes of Health recommend that adults aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, and research backs this up. People who consistently get enough quality sleep tend to live longer, healthier lives, and are at a lower risk of conditions like heart disease, stroke, and even some types of cancer. Poor sleep, on the other hand, can lead to weight gain, irritability, and weakened immune function, making it much harder to stay healthy in the long run. So, don't skimp on those hours of rest. Your body and mind will thank you for it. Next, let's talk about the habits we should avoid to maximize our longevity. We all know the dangers of smoking, and yet, it's still one of the leading causes of death worldwide. Smoking has been linked to a host of diseases, including lung cancer, emphysema, and heart disease. Even secondhand smoke can significantly increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. If you smoke, quitting is one of the best things you can do for your health, no matter your age. And let's not forget alcohol. While an occasional drink may not be harmful, excessive alcohol consumption is associated with liver disease, high blood pressure, and an increased risk of certain cancers. The key is moderation. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, defines moderate drinking as up to 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. Sticking to these guidelines can help you enjoy a drink without compromising your long-term health. You might be surprised to hear that oral hygiene also plays a significant role in overall health. It's not just about keeping your smile bright and avoiding cavities. Neglecting your teeth can have serious consequences for your heart. Studies have shown that poor oral health, particularly gum disease, can increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases. That's because the bacteria from your mouth can enter your bloodstream and cause inflammation in your arteries. A simple daily routine of brushing twice, flossing, and visiting the dentist regularly can go a long way in protecting both your teeth and your heart. When it comes to longevity, it's not just about doing one thing right, it's about building a lifestyle that supports your health on all levels. That means staying active, getting enough rest, avoiding harmful habits like smoking and excessive drinking, and even taking care of your teeth. Small changes can lead to big results over time, and it's never too late to start. So, ask yourself, what lifestyle choices can you make today to support a healthier, longer life? Start with one habit at a time and work your way up. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Conclusion. As we've explored in this video, there's no magic secret to living a long, healthy life. Rather, it's all about the small choices we make every single day. Sure, genetics may lay the groundwork for our potential lifespan, but it's the daily habits that really determine how we feel, how we function, and how long we get to enjoy life. From the food we put on our plates, to the way we move our bodies, and even the relationships we build, every action we take is a step toward creating a healthier, longer future. The good news? It's never too late to start making positive changes. No matter where you are on your health journey, there's always room to grow, improve, and embrace new habits. Whether it's incorporating more plant-based foods into your diet, finding time each day to exercise, or simply prioritizing quality sleep, each choice adds up over time. And it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Quality of life matters just as much as quantity, and by focusing on these fundamental aspects, we can ensure that we not only add years to our lives, but also vitality, energy, and joy. We've talked about the importance of a balanced diet, something that the world's longest living populations swear by. A diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats is a surefire way to combat disease and promote longevity. But it's not just what you eat, it's how you live. Staying active, nurturing meaningful social connections, and tending to your mental well-being are all key ingredients in the longevity recipe. And don't forget the importance of oral hygiene. That might seem like a small detail, but it plays a big role in your overall health and well-being. Remember, small changes can lead to big results. You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Take it one step at a time. Start by adding a walk to your routine, cooking a healthier meal, or reaching out to a friend you haven't talked to in a while. Each little change compounds, and over time, it can transform your health in ways you can't even imagine yet. I want to encourage you to take action today. The longer you wait to make changes, the harder it may become. But I promise, you are not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, and the more we support one another, the more empowered we become to take control of our health and well-being. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to take a moment to like it, share it with someone who could benefit, and subscribe to Natural Healing Hub for more tips, insights, and practical advice on living a healthy, natural life. We have so much more to explore, from simple wellness practices to deeper dives into how you can tap into your body's healing power. Thank you for taking the time to watch and learn with me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for being part of this community. Here's to taking those first steps toward a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Stay well, stay happy, and I'll see you in the next video.